It's part one of the Sunday roast. We have started recording the second after the final siren of Swans Port Adelaide has gone. I am that flat, that pissed off. I hate. No, I don't. I love the Swans, but I'm flat. Das.
Jeff, you're flat as Zach, and the Blues are back. We're 2-0. It's been good to finally get back on the airwaves. Guys, part one will go from Thursday night to the end of the Swans and Port game, and then part two tomorrow we'll review Western Bulldogs Saints, and then obviously the big Monday clash between the Cats and the Hawks. Jeff, it's been awesome to be back.
It's good to be back. We missed you guys last week when we were at Gather Round. There was no roast, but we are back. And there are some blokes in the crosshair that copped to roasting this week. You know where to find us at 100k Sports. Insta, Spotify, YouTube, Apple. Send to a mate. It's good to listen. We appreciate you guys. Bash.
And now, 100k Sports and PointsBet presents the Sunday Roast.
Welcome back to the 100k Sunday Roast, the show that celebrates the winners and roasts the losers. Brought to you by PointsBet, of course. Joining me as always, Darcy Ballard. Dove, how are you, brother?
Jeff, could not be better. It is good to be back on the airwaves. We missed one Sunday roast because we were at Gather Round, but we are officially back and we can't wait to get back into it. So let's kick it off, Jeff. This will be a little two-parter, so we'll go till the end of the Swans and Port game, and then we'll obviously review tonight's game, and then Hawks and the Cats tomorrow. So then that will come out as a second part. But let's go back to Thursday night, Jeff. The underdogs, the Pies, they were paying $2.45 on the PointsBet app. They just kicked ass. They just went out. It looks like the Brisbane was sleeping. We always keep talking about how old the Pies are, but Dacos just gets it done. If he's not on top of your pyramid, Jeff, he bloody will be soon. He just took the piss. The amount of work that goes into him, the tape that's on him, and he just continues to dominate. It's actually mind-baffling. So if you're a Pies fan, you'd be so happy. If you're a Brisbane fan, much better than where you were last year. You've dropped a game. Pies are looking really good. But it was a cracking game if you're a Pies fan, Jeff.
Das, this was an all-time performance. This is a 4 Brownlow vote performance. It's one of those ones, like, I feel like I'm going to remember forever. Like, where were you on that Thursday night before Easter weekend when Nick Dacos went to the Gabba and had 38-1? He had 2 different taggers have a crack at him. Dunkley had a crack, Berry had a crack. Didn't matter. Dacos 38-1. It was just jumping off the TV screen as well. So, like, Jordan went to him last week. Dacos had 34, but he probably limited his impact a little. It was a bit more handballs in tight, not as much breaking home, and he was still good. But, like, this was jumping off the screen, eye-popping, like, nah, this kid is him. Spoiler alert, he is going straight back to number 1 on the pyramid. He's the best player in the comp. Everyone knows it. He gets tagged every single week. And like we were saying before, Das, you think he's getting tagged now like Gary Ablett Jr. did in his prime at the Gold Coast Suns when he was, 28, 29, 30 years of age, and at his absolute best. Dacos is 21, 22 years old. He's got 10 more years of this, and they just set it up for him to dominate, and he just does. His first couple of steps, his speed, his agility. Heard him talking about it a bit on Triple M today. He's got like the speed and raw power of Chris Judd, but then he's got the agility of Ablett all in one. He's a beautiful kick. He's going to be one of the best players we've ever seen, Das. I know we're probably overreacting to one performance, but he's done it for 4 years. He rarely plays a bad game. He's so good.
And he's so tough. Like, Cam Rayner ran through him. He took his lick. He got back up. And then he just kept playing. He just kept going as hard as he could. So it was just an awesome performance. And how well do the Pies travel? Like,
yes,
they were ringing out that Collingwood chant throughout the stadium. So, look, if we are going to have a bit of a roast on the Lions, look, they're the reigning premiers. They've been close to perfect. Well, not really, because they came back against the Dogs. They weren't great against Richmond. They came back against you guys. So I don't think they've been amazing, but when their smalls aren't playing well, it just kills the rest of their side. Archie couldn't hit the scoreboard. Zach Bailey didn't hit the scoreboard, only had the 10 touches. And same as Charlie Cameron, only 1.10 touches. It's so bloody hard to move the ball. And when it takes them so long to get up there, when you're not getting any scoreboard pressure on, the Pies would have been licking their lips. They're like, we've got these guys on toast. Like, the defenders have to set up so well for Brisbane. And as soon as they couldn't hit the scoreboard, and yes, we know they're missing Joe Danaher, and when Hipwood doesn't flash out of the pan and kick you 5 goals, like, what are they? It's so hard.
0 possessions at halftime last week, then 5 goals in the second half. Like, that is the story of Eric Hipwood. And yeah, if their small forwards aren't firing, like if Charlie Cameron, can the real Charlie Cameron please rock up to 2025? I'm sick of this Charlie Cameron. What he kicked 0 goals 2 or saying 0 goals 1. Zach Bailey 0 goals 1. Like when their small forwards aren't firing, they are just ordinary.
They are.
Ordinary.
And we do need to talk about, I know that the Pies are doing really well and after they got their ass kicked against the Giants, but the age demographic will still linger over the top of them until they get through the entire season. If they don't lose another game for the rest of the season, and then they get to finals and then drop out because they look old, that is going to be the narrative. Like, they're not going to beat it until they win the whole thing.
Yeah,
if they lose once, that is going to be the narrative. They're too old. They couldn't hold on for long enough. But the fact that they're still relying on how well Steele Sidebottom's playing, like he's been awesome. Pendlebury's been awesome. The older guys have been just fantastic. And the way they've been able to stand up. And if you're a Pies fan, you just ride the wave every week. Just hopefully everyone stays healthy. Hopefully they get through because they're playing
fucking
awesome
good.
football.
They've won 5 in a row. Like they are so good. You can just see how well coached they are again. And this is that you think Geelong won the flag and then missed the finals and then played in a prelim last year. Collingwood won the flag, missed the finals, and now you can just see like if you don't go through a September campaign and you have to go back to preseason training earlier, but you've got that premiership experience, they've just worked on their craft and they've put like kinks in their game plan to make them better coached. They've had longer at getting their game plan better over preseason. You can just see they're better again, ready to have another crack at the flag. Like if you're not going to win the flag, there's no point finishing 8th and just getting knocked out first week and maybe getting injuries and stuff in that game. Like they finished 10th. They all had their off-season surgeries. They're all probably back at training by December, Jan, and they've just got their game plan right and they've started the season so well. 5 in a row. Like, yeah, no one wants to play them either. They're starting to build that aura again, that momentum. Like MCG next week, Anzac Day, they're going to be loud and they're going to be hard to beat, aren't they?
100%. And as you said, it's exactly what Geelong did. When they knew they weren't going to make finals after they won it, so in 2023, they had about 8 guys going for surgery with like 4 rounds to go. They're like, let's just gear up for the next year. But
you're in it for premierships. You're not in it to finish 5th and play 2 finals and not win the flag. Like
especially Collingwood with their list. They're like
Collingwood. They're in it for premierships. They've still got Membry, Houston, these guys to come, Lockie Schultz to come back into this side. Like they're doing it well. Pendles will be a sub soon. Steele Sidebottom will be a sub soon. Maybe Nick Dacos can get a week off here or there to get keep the body right. Like they're starting to see. You can start to see the future of their season when they keep winning games like this.
100%. So some odds in this one. McStay for 3 goals was 475. We had a few for 2 goals. Elliott for 2 in his milestone game was 210. Rayner for 2 finally hit the scoreboard was 280. If we keep going down, De Goey for 2 goals was 220. And big Oscar McInerney for 2 sausages was $17. Nick Dacos was $2 for an anytime snag. And Josh Dacos, it's his first goal, I think, this year. He kicked one, which was $4. And then disposals. So Nick Dacos for 35 disposals was $4. Josh Dacos for 30 touches was $5. Sidebottom for 25 touches, $2.25. And Lockie Neal was $2 for 25. But wasn't enough to get him over the line. But some fairly good markets there, Jev. But if you look at Oscar McInerney, the only other time I think he's kicked multiples was when he absolutely took Jordan Sweet to the cleaners at Port Adelaide last year, where I think he kicked a 3-burger on his head. But yeah, pretty good pricing. Nick Dacos, he just does it all the time. 35-1, Jev.
Yeah.
It's just, what a gun.
I got to give a shout out to this bloke. So I've started to get recognised a bit more at work, and I don't really want to be recognised at work. But anyway, I was waiting for the lift the other day, and some bloke's like, what are you punting on tonight on Thursday night? He's a Collingwood supporter. I'm like, I haven't had a good look yet. I don't know. And he goes, I like Nick Dacos for 35 at $4.80 it is. And I'm like, that's a good bet, I'll remember. So shout out to that guy at work.
Well done, son.
Hey, it's a good tip and it's a good win. I hope he was all over it. Oh, let's get into the next guy. I can't wait to hear your opinion on this. This is just hilarious. Das, Jesus died once.
Yep.
And we've built a weekend around it. And you know, we celebrate Easter every year. North Melbourne die every single year on Good Friday.
Yeah, they do.
They got handed their annual ass kicking. They've lost to the Blues by, what was the final margin? 80 points?
82
points. They are cheeks. They are horrendous. The Blues, yeah, you can talk about the Blues. Yeah, talk to me about the Blues.
Jeff, you got to feel for them. You got to feel for their supporters. You got to feel for the kids that actually went out. The kids that came out, the sick kids, the other kids. Everyone's there to go watch them. Everyone's there to go watch North Melbourne put on a show. They put on a show in the last quarter against Melbourne. Here they are, the Shinboner Spirit. They are witches' hats, Jeff.
Oh, they're so bad.
So weak. And look, I'm not trying to talk up the Blues. Against West Coast last week, we were average. It felt like we won by 15 points. We won by about the same margin. We looked good on the weekend, but North Melbourne looked even worse. You know when we're playing well, when you've got Zach Williams kicking a bag of 4, when you got Will White, who we plucked out of the 2s, usually wore number 77. He's the best number 38 since Jeffy Garlett. That's how you know that he's good. He's a striking left footer. Jesse Motlop, I always rip into him, the reverse mouse. When he's kicking goals, Jev, that's when you know we're playing well. Durden's had an awesome 2 weeks, 4 goals last week, 2 goals 2 this week. And I just said, when we're watching, I was lucky enough to be in a box on the weekend, when you can watch it from just level 2 with free beers as well, so you know you're watching the game even better. You're seeing it like a
go to the bar, they hand them to you.
I'm seeing it like Bobby Fischer watches a chessboard. Like I can just see every movement happen. And North Melbourne, their lack of effort, I can name a few players, and it's just actually, Jeff, let's get into it. Luke McDonald has had the most amount of goals kicked on him in the last decade. True or not?
100%. I've never seen someone get more snags kicked on him. We were joking a couple of weeks ago. Remember when Buddy kicked his 1,000th and everyone ran onto the field?
Yes.
I feel like we should run onto the field the next time Lukey Mack gets a goal kicked on him to celebrate his 1,000th goal kicked on him. It's a lot of snags to us. And he's a competitor and he does some good things and he's played in a bad side, but my word, he gets some goals kicked on him.
It just, you can't. And he went to a stoppage and Zach Williams has just kicked his 3rd and he's standing at the half-forward line. And Luke McDonald's standing 5 meters off him. Put your arm in his back. Watch a bit of Alex Pearce tape. Give him a massage. Give him something. But obviously, we never want to actually talk shit about players because, people get messages and stuff. We're not about that. All this is meant to be a bit of a joke. But Nick Larkey killed some multis, Jev.
Oh, he was a multi-killer.
He's the best statistical set shot in AFL on record history. He goes a bit above 74%. His first shot is about 15 metres out, about 15, 20 on a slight angle, and he decides to snap it. Hits the middle of the post, and then he only gets one more shot for the rest of the game. That is it. Everyone had him for 2, and he would have cashed so many multis. Curnow for 2, Curtis for 2, Larkey for 2, Durden for 2, Motlop for 2, Will White for 2, Jev. It just rings. And we just couldn't get Larkey there.
Fuck.
Kills ya.
Oh, So let's give some North players some love first. Paul Curtis is on All-Australian Watch. Morgs' man, Paul Curtis. He had a great first half. 3 snags in first half. He kept him afloat. Went missing a bit in the second half. And then George Wardlaw, his first half was a pleasure to watch. Oh, my God. Him going to work when there's a ball on the ground is unbelievable. The way he bends over and picks it up, no wonder he's done a hammy a couple of times. He at full pace, he can just get down, clean as a whistle, bang, give it out. It was so good to watch, but we have to roast a couple of them. Let's go. Fuck's going on with Harry Sheasel?
I don't know.
It's just cheap little, the handball receives, little kicks. It is no damage on games whatsoever. Remember at the end of last year, even when they weren't still winning, he was nearly just going, jump on my back, boys. I'm going to win North this game on my own. It's no damage at the moment. Is it an eye test thing? You're seeing what I'm seeing, aren't you? It's putting no damage. LDU, since he's been paid, he's been eating, moping around a bit out there.
He's been full. He's been eating.
He's been fed and he's full. What do they say about boxers? It's hard to get up and train at 6 a.m. when you're sleeping in silk sheets. Yep. Is LDU enjoying the fruits of getting the bag? So Larkey's had a shocker. Larkey's a good player. He's had a shocker. Just some of the defensive, we got a message. Is Colby McKercher on Mythwatch?
Yeah. Yeah,
he's on Mythwatch. Beautiful kick of the footy when he finally gets it, but fuck, he doesn't defend. He has a couple of ordinary efforts.
Yeah, he's definitely a cream on top player. When they're good, he'll be good. He'll be breaking lines. They look to get him the ball because he's such a good kick, but there's not a defensive bone in his body.
Yeah,
the ball goes back. I would be shocked if he goes back with the flight. I'd be shocked. I would honestly be shocked. Tristan Jerry got pushed over.
Yes, that
Like,
was so bad.
That was an awesome goal. He lost
That was
his
a great
footing a
goal.
little bit.
I am full. I said to myself, it was Good Friday. We're eating the quiches. We're taking care. I don't even meet one day of the year. It was Good Friday.
In the fish.
I'm going to eat a bit of fish and a quiche every time Finn O'Sullivan gets tackled holding the ball.
Oh, no.
Oh my God, I was full
no.
at the end of the game. My God, did he get pinned a couple of times? And it'll be the best thing for him and the best thing for his career. He's not at Xavier College or wherever he went anymore. He's in the AFL, and you can't take blokes on, or you can't take more than one bloke on. Oh, it was hard to watch him just kept getting caught. It was fucking hard to watch.
Oh, well, let's go to another one. Charlie Comben. You can't expect him to kick a ball like McKercher. They kept giving it to him. He's a good forward if he plays it. He's not a bad key defender.
Hands, yeah.
Don't give it to him in transition, in quick play, because he will not make a good decision. Your man Costanti, that you guys subbed off. You guys traded to North Melbourne for a packet of chips that have already been eaten. Jeff, they're down by 80 points. He kicks a goal, and I was watching him. He shushes the crowd. What are you doing? He will be playing twos next week. And I think you mentioned it before. We can't have Zach Fisher and Caleb Daniels in the same side.
They can't be on the same football field in the same back line. Neither of them defend. So I saw some tweets. North have spent their last 10 first-round picks on midfielders to get dog-walked by Jesse Motlop and Corey Durden in the midfield. There was that end of the second quarter. There was 10 minutes of game time. You kicked 6 goals, I'm pretty sure. Might have been 5, 6 goals. You're on fire. It's when DeConning bumped out of the way, Cherry. And just Motlop walked out of a centre bounce, bouncing the ball. Chera walked out of a centre bounce. Cripps kicked that one on his left. Everyone was getting involved. It's like, what have they invested in? Where's the key position players? Like, Aiden Core can't get another Good Friday bath again next year. It's just everyone loves their list. Like, how much talent do they have? It doesn't matter if you can't defend. It just doesn't matter.
I heard Aiden Core turns his hot water off every Thursday before Good Friday because he just rocks up to Marvel and gets a bath.
A bath. My God. Like Charlie Curnow, we were saying it before. Kick 4 goals, 3, 15 touches. That's a good game for a forward. He's still going at 60%, half rap power. He's still sort of it's all right. But 4 goals, 3, he's still not taking the big contested clunks anymore. He's not going back and finishing all of his work. He's sort of getting a few lucky goals, right spot here and there. There's a big game coming to us. He's starting to get fit again. Because after surgery, it does take a couple of weeks to get moving again. So you can see it's starting to come together. You've won 2 in a row now. Winning in the AFL isn't easy. You've beaten the bottom 2 sides. You got Geelong next week. You're excited. You're not.
100%.
We've talked the Carlton supporters off the cliff. They're not on Suey Watch anymore. They're on 2 in a row. Let's play the Cats. Let's play a good team. See where we're really at. So
isn't it amazing how just winning just cures everything? Like you can take a deep breath. You just keep rolling along. Do you have any odds?
Yeah, so Charlie Curnow kicked 4. He was $2.40 for 4. That is bloody short for 4 goals. Zach Williams kicked 4. He was $17. Nice. Paul Curtis for 3 was $4.25. Will White for 3 was $10. And the reverse mouse, Jesse Motlop, was $5.50. He was good, the mouse.
He was
2 goals, Durden, your man, $2.30. He's been good for 2 weeks in a row. Cooper Lord started as a sub. He was still $17 for 2 goals. And Luke Parker was $7 for 2 goals. And then touches, Harry Sheasel was $1.85 for 30. Adam Chera was $1.60 for 25. And then George Wardlaw, your man, was $2.40 for 30. What do you have on George Wardlaw? You had a stat. He's as good a form as anyone in the competition.
So George Hewitt, not George Wardlaw. George Hewitt at the moment is, in the last 5 weeks, he's top 5 in possessions, contested possessions, clearances, and tackles.
Yeah, that's unbelievable. He's in some serious form.
Awesome. So good. So
winning your best and fairest
love to George. He would have won the Mouthguard Award every year as a junior. Every year.
That's
He's got a
the
good
sort
smile.
of player he is. Coaches Award, Mouthguard Award. It's good to see. He's a good player. Let's get in the next game, Das. Essendon went over West. They had a shock. West Coast finally played some good footy, but Essendon just got the 4 points and got the fuck out of there. They've lost Draper for the year. He's ruptured his Achilles, which is bloody sad. But it was good to see West Coast finally have a crack. But you just knew, no matter how much they were up by, you just knew Essendon would just take their time, hit the front, and West Coast weren't going to be good enough to get the lead back and win it. So, Das, what did you see in this game?
Yeah, Mudflap just got him off to an absolute flyer. And we'll touch on Melbourne in a minute, but the D's can't get more than 10,000 people at a stadium at any time. Like, you look at West Coast, they've been cheeks for like 10 years and they just pack it out, like get there, because it does make a difference.
Yeah.
You can hear when the crowds go. Unfortunately, they couldn't get over the line, but Mudflap started awesome. You got all these guys that have, like, they would have copped the biggest bake on the weekend.
Oh, yeah.
We didn't make them look terrible because we weren't that good ourselves, but they were horrible. Like,
they had like 40 contested possessions. It was the lowest amount of contested possessions in 5,000 games of footy. This is a gather round. Imagine the film session and the training sessions they would have had to do.
Throw it out.
Oh, there would have been some hard truths.
I think, you actually have to show it. You actually have to show a few blokes. But, yeah, you just know that even though they go off to a lead, that the Bombers were always going to have a crack. This game's always a belter, actually.
Yes.
It's always a belter, but Merritt came to the party. McGrath had his best game for the season. Nick Martin, 26 and a goal. Like, that's what he needs to do.
Kicked a big goal.
I don't know where his best position is. I like him forward. I think he can damage a lot more from there. But, God, it's tough if you're a West Coast supporter. Like, their line and North line were 5.5 at the start of the year. And, like, where is the improvement coming from?
Yeah.
It's going to be another tough year for West Coast. Like, Harley's gone, isn't he?
Oh, he probably. But
like, does he? Yeah. I know he's not playing that well, but do you reckon he's like, fuck this? Like, I'm going to go back home.
Hard. Jeez. But geez, it was good to see Jake Waterman back out there. Just being back to like fit. Like, this is probably fit. Last week against the Blues, it was good to see him out there. He had a couple of chances, missed them, and then went missing a bit. But off a calf, just you forget how good he was last year. Like, all Australian last year, he was awesome. And now he kicked 4 in the first half. He was on fire. Das, it was so funny. And I was watching, I'm up in Albury with my family. I'm sitting on the couch. I'm watching the footy. And Will Schofield goes, so Tom Gross got subbed in. And Will Schofield goes, I like this kid. I like what he did at Gather Round last week. Like, there's a bit about him. I'm like, hang on a minute. I was standing on the hill with you, Scully. We had 10 beers each on the hill, and you watched the game and ripped the Eagles the whole time. You did not know what Tom Gross did at Gather Round last week. Unless you watched tape this week, which I don't know if you did, you don't know what Grossy did at Gather Round last week. You were on the hill with me, Darcy Morgs. We were getting rounds of 4 beers and just sucking them. So I couldn't believe it. I didn't message him or anything.
You should. You should have messaged him and just said,
and film him say, and then that Leo meme in Once Upon a Time. There it is. That was me. I was like, hang on a minute, Scully. You don't know what Tom Gross did last week. I got to bag him a bit here because we can't bag him anywhere else.
You should have messaged Scully and just said, you just lied through your teeth. You did just second of that game. And you were just potting everyone. Nah, Scully's the best. But
he's the best. And then I saw Chrissy Maston in the rooms after talking to McGovern. Oh, Masto, you can drink with the best of them. Das, let's talk about him. The 7-seater, arse-eater, chicken fajita, mojito. Peter Wright has played his first game of the year and kicked 6. 6 is a day.
It is a day.
I don't care against any AFL side. 6 is a bag. I'm that happy for him. As you said before, 1 in the first quarter, 2 in the second quarter, 2 in the third quarter, 1 in the last. That's the perfect 6. Goals in every quarter. Get it going.
Jev, as you said, I'm just saying who he kicked them all on. It's not your man, is it? It's not Sandy Brock. He didn't kick them all on the Brock, did he?
Not Sandy Brock.
No, I don't think he played.
Was it on Sandy Brock?
No, I don't think he played.
McGovern.
I was the second half we're at a function, so I watched the whole thing, but I couldn't hear it. Yeah. So I wasn't sure. I'm like, I hope it's not all on Sandy because it's a rough start to the career.
Imagine him, say he becomes a premiership player for the Eagles and he's doing sports nights in 20 years' time.
His first month.
And he's like, my first three games, I debuted against Jesse Hogan, he kicked 9. Gather Round, I don't think he had a few goals kicked on him at Gather Round. And then he's had 6 kicked on him by Peter Wright, who's just a forward. Anyway, Essendon just did what they had to do. Got the win. Oh, Das, I reckon, has Sam Draper rupturing his Achilles cost him $2 million? I reckon it's cost him $2 million. Because he was Adelaide were probably going to offer, 5 years, 5 mil, 6 years, 6 mil. Like, they're begging for ruckman. It's probably something similar to Port Adelaide as well. Like, $1 million a year is just, sort of par for a player like him. Or Essendon were going to come to the party with their war chest and make him a Bomber for life. It would have been about $1 million a year. Now, a ruckman, he's about 27, 28 years of age. He's now ruptured Achilles. You won't see him again till round 7 next year. Will he ever move the same as he did, sort of thing? Like, I reckon $2 million of his money has just been burnt.
Yeah, it's definitely tough as a big man. And I'd love to know for Essendon supporters in the comments, but it seemed like he really wanted to be there this year. Like, it seemed like he was invested in, Zach Merritt's their best player. He's probably coming second their best and fair. I think he's been awesome this year. His goal kicking's been good. He's like on-field leadership. He actually looks like he cares. Yeah. And it actually looks like he wants to be there. So, look, I'm sure that the Bombers have cash, and I think that if there's a verbal commitment there, they'll probably look after him. And if so, that deal will probably come out soon. I think for supporters, they would love to hear that. It's like, nah, we're locked him up. He's a Bomber for life. I reckon that'd be really cool. But West Coast, I don't know where the wins are going to be. Thank God the Bombers won. It's going to make Anzac Day a little bit better. And always, they really needed him in that side for next week. They really did need Drake.
Cameron's on fire. They're the Undertaker at his last couple of WrestleManias when he couldn't sit up anymore and he was slow as he looked old. That they're knocking on Todd Goldstein's casket. He come on, big fella. Let's brush the cobwebs off, and it's time to wake up. And Goldstein's going to get up like the Undertaker. Oh. You know when you do conditioning. You know when you do conditioning after the game. The subs stay around and do some conditioning. They had Todd Goldstein out there. I couldn't believe it.
They did.
He was trying to run shuttles at the age of 43.
Where's Nick Bryant?
He came from a function with buddy. Oh, man. It's going to be – Darcy Cameron is in some form, and they're going to trot out 47-year-old Toddy Goldstein straight from the grave. Hey?
Where's Nick Bryant?
I think he's injured as well.
Come on.
The last ruckman is Goldstein.
Oh, did you have any odds in this one?
Yeah, so Jake Waterman for 4 was $5.50.
Nice.
For 3, Jack Worms. I reckon they've got one there. Jack Worms, he was $11 for 3, which is nice.
Nice.
Peter Wright was $67. The 7-seater, R-seater, chicken fajita, mojito, which $67 6. I got a message from an Essendon fan saying not one person in Australia would have had Peter Wright for 6 in a bet.
I reckon someone would have.
They can't trust it. And then Elijah Hewitt Das, I reckon the Eagles are fan one. He had 20 and 2. He was $8.50 for 20 and 13 for 2. So he was about 100 to 1 for Elijah Hewitt's game. Nice. They've got one there. He can play. He just needs to get some players. So I like Jack Williams. I like Mudflap. I like Elijah Hewitt. Jack Graham had a couple of bad moments for the Eagles, but yeah, fuck, they're bad. When's their first win coming?
I don't know. Against North, maybe. Or maybe they draw.
Yeah, maybe they draw, maybe.
That'd be funny.
All right, next game. I can't wait to get your opinion on this game. The Demons get their first win of the year on the back of Cozzy Pickett, but the story is the Guinness Dockers. They hate traveling. The further away from home they get, the worse they get. You go. You talk, because I am off them.
Like the D's of obviously they can't start 0-5. Goodwin had his bags packed, ready to go.
Yes,
and they came out and they just hit the scoreboard. Like they made it a shootout early, and I don't know what Freo were doing. Like I think we all had them in our top 4. Me and you had them finishing on the top of the ladder, and they're just so gettable down back. Brendan Cox is the most gettable person since Luke McDonald. If you want to kick snags, find where Brendan Cox is. Harrison Petty's had the worst start to a season of any forward in the history of the game, ever. And he just finds Brendan Cox. He's like, where is he? There he is. It's just as easy as walking up and going to get a pie and chips and a can of Coke, Jeff. That's how easy it is. Uber Eats, you order it, comes straight to your doorstep. If you want snags, find Brendan Cox, line up against him. Petty kicked 4 on him.
Yeah.
He kicked 4. Oh, they just got their hands on it. Chandler went on it. Like, they were just so accurate. Petrarca got his hands on it early. And, like, these other guys didn't dominate. You look at Gawn, like, he really stepped up and had a crack.
Yeah, huge second half.
Huge second half. Jake Bowie was awesome. Like, Andrew Brayshaw was trying to claw them over the line. But the star of the show, Jev, Cozzy Pickett, it's like going for a job interview. So he just goes in and gives them the best performance. He has one or two of these a year, Jeb, where you could argue he's the best small forward in the game. And he just comes out, he kicks 5, kicks 4 in the first half, and he's just like, here I am.
Yeah.
Here's the check. Those massive checks that they give out at the Ferris or like a charity event.
Yeah.
He has his name on it, and it's just like, come and sign this for me.
Yeah.
I'm going to show you what I can do for you.
Not many players can kick 5 and have 24 touches. 5 goals, 224. That is a big day. That is a big day.
He looked like the only one that was going to keep him in it. He looked so down. His first goal, he came out the front of a stoppage, sort of bobbled it. He's like 35 metres out, maybe 40 metres out, just turns and snaps it. It's like, holy shit, and like cleared the fence.
Yeah.
Like, you are so good when you want to be. When he's not fucking suspended.
Yeah.
He's not trying to take people's heads off. God, Shy Bolton was also good the other way. But it was a cracking game to sit down on a Saturday, watch. It was good. It was a high shootout. Pretty disappointing for Freo. I reckon they thought they were just going to walk in, take a win and leave.
What the hell happened to Josh Tracy? Where was our man Pizza Hut? 1 goal, 1. We had him for 2. He cost the 100K before the fucking 100K even started.
Yeah.
Did my head in. What happened to Big Pizza Hut? Was he just nowhere to be seen?
No, well, there was a few that he should have got free kicks for. A few that other people were running into him, like Sean Darcy at the very end. But because they weren't able to get their hands on the ball and actually transition, he's been the best lead-up forward, I think, in the comp. He gets like 6 or 7 marks inside 450 a game, or maybe 1 or 2 less than that. But they just had no run. They couldn't get their hands on it. So there was actually no transition footy. It was real dirty ball coming in. Like, you look at the goal kickers for Fremantle. A miss got on the end of a few late. Shy Bolton kept him in it with 3. Sean Darcy was down there for like 2 minutes and kicked 2 goals. Sharp kicked 1. Murphy Reid kicked 1. Brayshaw kicked 1. Dudley kicked 1. And Oscar McDonald for his first game in like 5,000 days. So you can see like there was no real good entries up forward, apart from a miss that got on the end of a few late. But shout out to the D's, Jeff. They got it done. It was dirty, but they won.
So I want to know, like, this is a big call and this is overreacting. Can you rule Fremantle out from lifting the Premiership Cup at the end of the season? They can't travel. They cannot come to Melbourne and win Grand Final Day on the G. Like, I think they could finish top 4 and have home finals and stuff. They are not lifting the Premiership trophy at the end of the year. Like, say it out loud. John Longmuir and Alex Pearce are standing on the podium at the last day of September lifting the Premiership Cup. It's just not happening, is it?
You need to see, I had to have seen it this week. Now that you say that, it's like I just don't see them.
This was the perfect, like, what's it called? Like, dress rehearsal. Come to the G, Saturday Arvo, and beat a bad side with good players, and then you've got the confidence for the rest of the year, so knowing you can win on the G. Now they've got the demons. Like, you guys can't come to Melbourne and win.
Yeah.
They whinge and whinge and whinge, and then they come to Melbourne. They lose to Geelong. They lose to Melbourne. It's like, we can't take you seriously.
It's pretty disappointing. Very happy with, like, when you look at Petrarca's game, he still cares. So whether you think he's going to be there or not, his frustration comes from his performance because he's such a pro. And I think that's where he gets to. Harvey Langford had one. He played really well, actually. He kicked 2 goals. He had one where he got cute and went to handball over his head and then went inside Frere's forward 50. And Petrarca, it was already like 2 plays down the line. Someone's having a shot. He's on the mark and he's still yelling at him. He's like, don't fucking give these ones. Like, he's filthy. But the young fella played really well, Jeb. Very disappointed if you're a Freo fan. But I do have some odds. So Cozzy Pickett, this is a bit, we love points, but we love him. Let's get some better odds here. You couldn't have Cozzy for 5. You could only have him for 4 at $16. Harrison Petty, Jev, he kicked 4 snags. There wasn't a market for him. Not for 1 snag. Nothing.
Really?
Zip. We could not get him. Jai Miss for 3 goals was $325. Bolton for 3 goals was $370. Chandler for 2 goals, the big chin, was $650. Langford for 2 goals was $16. Sean Darcy for 2 snags was $17. And then for touches, geez, we got a few here. Brayshaw for 30 was $1.69, but we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 players get 25.
If you had the 25s in the multi, you would have cashed in.
So Bowie was $3.30, Gawn was $6.50, Sarong was $1.13, which is short, Rivers $3.80, Oliver $1.53. Young was $2.75. Viney was $2.90. And then I had another multi. So Petrarca was $2.25, which I had him in. Any other week last 2 years, he was $1.37 for 25 touches. He was $2.25. I'm like, why can't he just wind it back? I'll take him in one of those multis, which got up, which is awesome. And then Pickett for 20 was $2.25, and Bolton for 20 was $1.80. So you could have made some money there on some 20 touches and a couple of goals. Really shattering.
Tracy would have been everyone's multi-killer.
Yeah.
Anyway, everyone would have built around Tracy for 2, Tracy for 3, kick 1. All right, next game, Das. The Giants, 440. They've kicked 4. The premiership favourites kicked 4 goals for a whole game of football. Adelaide get the win. Adelaide Oval, Sunday. They're back the Crows. Talk to me.
Jev, if you said, what is arguably the best stadium to go watch footy at and play
Adelaide Oval.
Adelaide Oval. 2 of the hottest teams at the moment.
Goal-kicking machines, both teams.
This was the worst game of the season. I was watching, this is a multis graveyard. I'll get through some odds in a minute, and how short the list is will make you laugh. Jev, this was absolute doggies. Yeah. It was just like no one could score. It's like everyone had Chewy on their boot. Like no one could hit a target. Toby Green ran into an open, like as he always does, just on the right-hand side, going to snap it through. Finally, Toby's going to hit the scoreboard. Then I think that put them to 3-9 or 2-9 at that stage. Like, what is going on? Like, both teams couldn't kick. Phil Thorpe was missing. Everyone was missing. The one thing that doesn't miss, though, Jeb, is Ben Keys to kick a snag every week.
Yes.
He's just – I actually want to know, on a rating system, win teams, like where his role and like where it stacks up. Because he's so important. There was so many times in this game that he just had 1 effort, 2 effort, 3 effort, got a high free kick, but it's advantage play, and then they go on to kick a goal. Like, I don't think people understand how good that he really is. But, yeah, the Giants will be filthy at this. They would be absolutely filthy. I reckon they were going to come in, bit of a business trip. They're like, the fact that the Crows have lost a couple on the road a couple in a row where they probably should have won. Maybe they're a bit beaten up. I know we're missing Hogan, but let's go. Let's get it done. Jake Stringer's so close to going back to the twos, Jeff. He's so bloody close.
He does my head in. Aaron Cadman, we can all see it coming together. You cannot miss from the top of the goal square. You just can't. It's fucked.
It's frustrating. But when you look at if you
look at these numbers.
If you look at this top 4, Whitfield 39, Green 36, Ash 29, Finn Callahan had 27, Iden had 26. You just think that they're going to get on top of him. That Stringer had
everyone
one.
Just kicked 1. Not one. Stringer 1, Darcy Jones 1, Harvey Thomas 1, Josh Kelly 1. That's all they've kicked for a whole game of football.
It was gross.
Premiership favourites kicked 4 goals in a game of football. Like, what the hell?
It was just stuck in between the middle. It was ugly. I think it's a game that they actually want to erase. If you're Adelaide, though, that's an awesome win.
Awesome win.
They were 10 points up at halftime, and Matty Nix was chatting to Ruby Slasher, who's an absolute superstar. What are you looking to do in the second half? The game's still in the balance. We've got to hope that we can really knuckle down defensively and just try and get a little bit more scoreboard pressure on. But same thing again. We know Hogan's not playing. They've still got a lot of other firepower, but let's see if we can hold in there. And they did. They did a perfect game plan. As we always say, like Ross can win a game on any night. Like this is that game. Like haven't seen Matty Nix actually win a game coaching. And yes, I know that GWS were missing, but the game plan was perfect. Get numbers back, play the ball fast, and get up the other end. So I thought that was super competitive, and it was a really good win. Adelaide are a good side. If they lost this, then that's their third loss that they probably should have won. But they finally got back on the winners list. It's a good one.
I was first putting my hand up saying their defense is suspect. It's a bit questionable. Can you trust them? Again, here come the Giants, the best forward line in comp. You keep the best forward line in the comp to 4 goals. They can play. What happened to Fogg? Same thing. I was at a function. I was watching it.
It's like his shoulder
on TV without sound. I saw him getting massaging his neck and his shoulder. He got a bit of a stinger, did he?
Yeah, and then he came back on, and then he went back off, and they're just nah, we'll just ice him for the rest of the
time. I think he'll be a big dog.
I think he'll be too many seltzers.
And then Phil Thorpe, why can't Phil Thorpe get going? What happened to big Riles that used to kick 4s? Just got Sam Taylored?
Nah, it just That's like, what did he kick? One goal,
I think.
3. He definitely didn't get Sam Taylor. If anything, I think he got the better of Sam Taylor. He just missed opportunities.
Right.
Like, balls were coming in. He was getting good chances. The Crows actually played really well, but even they cooked it a bit. Like 7 goals, 10. Like, they were missing some chances.
If you're giving out Brownlow votes, who are you giving to in this game?
Oh, shit.
Like, there's going to be Brownlow votes, or did they just burn this envelope?
That is a great question.
Is it Isaac Rankin? I saw Kingy talking to Isaac Rankin after the game, and Kingy's like, Isaac, how are we going to win the Brownlow if you're only having 1 goal, 2 and 20 sort of thing?
That was so funny. That was so funny. And like, you hear Kath and Jack laughing, like, I'm not sure you could say that. He's like, hey, come on. I need you to win the Brownlow. I'm so invested. No, he was good. I'm interested to see what they think of Dawson's game. He was good. He was playing almost like key forward.
Yeah, right.
Half the game. Like 27, only the 2 points, but he did look really good. But yeah, I'm interested to see. It'll be like some of their midfielders around the edges. They ran really well, used the ball well, but it was everyone's game there for the taking. But both teams really did try and butcher as much as they can.
It should have been game of the year, and instead it was a fizzer.
Goal scorers.
Yes.
2 snags. We had Taylor Walker at $1.60. That's it. If you look at all the other goal scorers, they're all like $1.20 and under. So touches, Lockie Whitfield for 35 at $3.50. Tom Green had 35 plus at $2.70. And for 25 touches, see, these are all cheeks. Lockie Ash was $1.60. Callahan was $1.75. Dawson was $1.45. But Iden, the best bet of the board, for 25 touches, $5.50.
That's the only money you could make. Connor
Iden
for
25. Money you would have made.
If you gave me a $20 note and said, chuck this on Iden for 25, I guarantee it's going to win, I would have gone, nah, I'll get myself an icy pole or something.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have backed it. I wouldn't have. I do like Connor Iden, but geez, I wouldn't have seen that one coming. There you go, Dar. So that game was a bit of a fizzer. Anyway, next game. The Tigers get their second win of the year, 11 points. Unbelievable. The Suns Dimmer hates Marvel Stadium.
So bad.
He just hates it. How can you not beat the Tigers? Saturday night, you're 5-0. They hand you the Tigers under the lid on a platter, perfect conditions, and they've lost, and they were so bad. What happened?
I watched this whole game, and I just couldn't wrap my head around. You know when a team's trying so hard and they can't get near it? You know, hey, we love Jed Walter. He hates Marvel. This is 2 games. I know he kicked one or 2 late. He just couldn't get it done. He got Nick Vlaston.
Did he?
Mate, Nick Vlaston had
a
game. He had a bloody game, but they were just running. Like Flanders was thereabouts. The ball would bounce the other way. Rao was running out of stoppages, and like Anderson was trying,
but they just weren't good enough.
How they
lost.
The Tigers. So Jack Rewald said something pretty interesting after the game. He's like, what is going on? He's like, well, all the Dimmer sides, when we used to play for under Dimmer, the MCG style and all the other style of games, they're a bit wider. And we like to push the game wide so then you can cut it up through the corridor.
Yeah.
And because the game was just played in a bit tighter,
yeah,
they just couldn't do it. But Nankervis got the better of wits. Nankervis is a gun.
Yes, he's such a gun.
Tim Taranto, again,
center clearances.
You might not say he's a top 150 player. Other people don't. If you go watch him every week, like I almost watch the Tigers every week, he just has a crack.
Has a crack
every bloody week. And like they just got over the top. Like Seth Campbell has wheels. He's so fast. And like he's got that dog in him. Oh, Morris Rioli was just laying tackles. Hugo Ralsmith was kicking a couple.
They all had their moment, didn't they? Or every Richmond player had a big moment in this game. Sammy Laylor, the kid, what did he? Oh, he kicked.
One had 16.
1-1-16. You just saw him having his moment. Jonty Fall, was that his first game back for football? Yeah. They took him with pick 11, I think.
Yeah.
It went him, Taj Holt, and then they took Harry Armstrong later. He looked good. I know he's only walked over with 1 goal, 6 touches, but like took a couple of clunks. I'm like, you can see it there. And you're like, they've got another one there.
They're so funny. Mac Andrews gave away a free kick after a goal, like slung, I think, Seth Campbell to the ground. And Tom Lynch, it just kept going up to Mac Andrews. And he's just like this, go to the bench and go get on the phone. Go get on the phone. Go get on the phone. And he just kept telling, he's like, mate, get on the phone. It's not going to be good.
Trouble.
It's not going to be good. It was so funny. But yeah, Nick Vlosten. Oh, that's it. I'm not surprised. He was rated the highest ranked player on the ground. There you go.
He's a star.
I'm not surprised. He was my dark horse All-Australian.
Noah Bolter playing. Should he have played or not, Das?
I don't really care. Play him. They got the win. I tell you what, they wouldn't have won without him.
Yeah, he was bloody good, wasn't he?
His presence there definitely helped. And mate, this Tigers team are going to have a crack. And it's going to be a tough review because Gold Coast, their thing, fight like fuck. They definitely didn't.
Yeah,
they didn't. They rolled over. They couldn't. There was no sizzle. There was zero sizzle. So who
was
else?
it a bit of bathwater watch for a couple of the young guys? Our man, the Bear, Jed Walter, like happy with themselves, 5-0. They've never been this good ever, and then they've just got caught out by like this. You're still playing an AFL team. You got to be at the standard every week, and they've just had a shocker.
They looked like that they were just running around and they just couldn't get near it. Ethan Reed got subbed off, only had 1 touch. Rogers is meant to be a pressure player, only the 4 touches. Ben King only 1 goal, 4 touches. Like
that's a stinker.
Yeah, no, like
Bailey Humphrey's been averaging 20. He's had 7.
I said it would have been a lock of my life that Dan Rioli had 20 touches.
Had 11. Sam Flanders had his first. He had 13. 1 goal, 2 and 13. How many games in a row did he have 20 touches?
36.
36 games in a row, and then he just hasn't had it. They've just had an absolute shocker. But still, like, Tukes had 33, Anderson's had 32, Rouse had 29, and it just wasn't enough.
The rest of the team just wasn't there, Jev. It was actually, it was borderline embarrassing. But we do have some odds, Jev. Your man, Ben Long, he just steps up. Honestly, there was a stage where he was the best player on the ground.
Yeah,
and they were calling, just give him the 50. He was the only one that made him look.
They posted an Insta of him and some lady commented, he was the only forward playing in front tonight. He reckons all the other forwards were just asking for it out the back the whole game. He's like, he was the only one leading up to the footy and then getting his reward.
Actually, you know what they did? Tigers defense really well. They played 1 and 2, like almost like it's someone to shepherd. So when Jed would have to come over, he's too deep.
Yeah.
And same as Max King.
Off the ball, yeah.
So Ben King kicked 3 at $2.90. Seth Campbell kicked 2 at $2.90. Lynch kicked 2 at $1.80. Your man Will Graham with the shaved head looked awesome, kicked 2 goals at $3.40. And Thompson Dow, Paddy Dow's better brother, kicked a snag at $4, Jev.
That's nice.
Tim Taranto
for 35.
$8.50.
That's heaps. And what was he for a snag? $2-3 bucks? Don't have it there. It's all right.
Yeah, I do. I can get it. It was only short. Took for 30 touches at $3.10. Anderson for 30 was $1.65. And then for 25 disposals, Rao was $1.30. Hopper was $1.60, which is short. Like, that's a bet I wouldn't bet on.
Yeah, Hopper for 25, no.
Noble for over 25 was $2.10, but Nick Vlosten was $8.
What a player. What a fucking player. That's both their wins. The Carlton one and then the Suns. He's been best on ground, basically.
Yeah.
Like, he's just a gun. He is a gun.
You know what? You know what we don't talk about? He got knocked out the first minute of that grand final.
Did he?
Remember, Paddy Dangerfield ran through him.
Oh, yeah. Yes. Yep.
He missed it. I don't think he had a kick. It was like legit the first minute. Jeez,
so Gold Coast have the Swans next week at People First Stadium.
That's an exciting game.
Sunday, 1:15. Speaking of the Swans, Das.
Oh, we're going to get into them now.
You go. You talk.
You want me to start?
You start.
All right.
Yeah, you start.
Jev, there was moments in this game where Isaac Heaney was the best player on the field, and then there was a stage for 2 quarters where I think he had 2 touches. There was just, when he has the ball in hand, they were a different side. And there has to be something spoken about when you guys are down. It's just like, all right, guys, this is the plan. Get the ball to Isaac Heaney because he's going to make it happen. He looked so damaging in that last quarter every single time he got his hands on it. But you guys just went missing for the entire middle part of the game. Like, no one got their hands on it. They jumped you a little bit at the start, and then the lead just seemed a little bit too much to get back at, and you left it too little too late. Dos McLean, we love him. 2 goals for. Wasn't as clean. Like, he just dropped it. He missed his chances. Everyone missed their chances. Every single one of the Swans missed their chances late, I think, apart from Heaney. But I'm the first one here to say, Jev, I say there's people that don't look like players for certain teams. Aaron Francis is officially a Swan, Jev.
You guys, Buddy Franklin.
Jev is a Swan. I'm telling you, Aaron Francis might be more of a Swan than Buddy Franklin. I might have to say it. Like he actually looks like a Swan now. I can see it. I can see why you guys picked him up. But why couldn't we inject him into the forward line earlier? Hey, if he kicked that fourth goal where he fended and shrugged, I was about to jump off my couch. Like that was awesome. But you just got done in the middle, unfortunately. I think it was the start of the third quarter. That first tap down where Butters ran back. He got it to Bergman, got it to Rosie, got it to Horn Francis, and then I can't remember who kicked the goal. He finished. Maybe it was Mitch Georgiades.
Pepper snapped it.
Power Pepper, yeah. Like that was in tight in the trenches. That's where they won it for probably 85% of the game. And then you guys ran over at the end. But pretty disappointing from you, Jev.
Oh, this game did my fucking head in. This is the psychologically damaged Swans I spoke about. It's like last year, we turned all our C graders on the field, played like B graders for the year, and then our A graders played like premier A+ graders in the competition, and we were this force to be reckoned with all year. Now it's just, we've got some bang on average players running around in that field. Jake Lloyd, Ollie Florent, like what has happened to these guys? Bang on average. And then we're on the field. We've got McCartan, Hamling, Aaron Francis, and Hayden McLean all on the same field. And like McCartan's forward, then he's back, and fucking what's his name? From Freo's playing there. Hamling's playing at full forward. I'm like, what is going on? Then we sub off a small. We bring Francis on. I'm like, they've obviously got a structure they want to stick with. But no, the bigger problem is we didn't play that well. But we were hanging around. We were missing goals. Nick Blakey's 4 points in the first half. He kicked 3 points and he missed it. And another one got touched on the square, I was saying. They killed me, Das. He could have walked off game of the year. 26 touches, 4 goals.
On the half back line.
Off half back line, getting handball received, running through the middle ground. He missed all 4. But then none of that even mattered. Isaac Heaney had 7 touches in the first quarter, 1 touch in the second quarter, 3 touches in the third quarter. So he was bang on average. 11 touches in the fourth quarter. Oh. He put it on Hayden McLean's tit twice.
There.
The perfect inside 50. Like he couldn't drop it. And Doss went back and missed him. And they're just unforgivable misses. He's kicked 2 goals for. They were both sodas. So the ones in the first half were sodas. He should have kicked 5. He did not miss an easy one. And then right at the end, when we've got to kick 2 goals in the last 2 minutes, he gets an uncontested mark at the top of the goal square and it slips through his hands. And it's like, there's the difference between what we were last year when we'd win every game and what we are now. And you can just tell we're still psychologically damaged. We're 2-4. We're 0-3 at the SCG. Like we're just not winning the flag.
So I want to say, I honestly think, and I love your opinion on it, that you guys lost it in the first quarter when you played McCartan forward.
Yes.
You played him forward. Georgiades has come on kick 2. Ollie Lord's kicked 1. Yep. So they're 2. So they're a couple of big guys. Yep. They kicked 4 goals to 1 in the first quarter. Then they're kicking that. So it's 7 goals 4 to 2 goals 7 at halftime. You can't play like Aaron Francis, we saw today, has shown enough that he can actually just like at least be a target.
Play that role.
You have to play McCartan back. It just looked too when they were coming in, when McCartan was forward, it was too easy. They were scoring and they were keeping it in there too much. Like you surely have to agree, he just has to be a defender. Yeah. He's so much better of a defender than anyone else in your side on the big keys. Like he has to play there.
Has to. Like that experience done.
That's coaching.
I'm going to give a shout out to Willie Rioli. He had a tough week. So what he did to the Hawks last week was awesome. He dog walked the Hawks, showing the footy. I loved it because he hates them. He fucking hates them. He put it on his Insta, like what they did to his father, the way they treated Cyril Rioli, this and that. He does not like Hawthorn. He showed passion last week. Then he had a mental health day for like just how his DMs were, some racism stuff and stuff. Then he came out, he kicked 3 goals, 1. he was awesome. He's such a dangerous forward when he's going. Like, he always plays that last man out the back, and he makes you pay. And it's like we were playing so well for periods of time, so well, and then he'd make you pay with a big goal, and it's like, oh, fuck yous. If you're going to leave me out the back, I'm going to kick. And it's like, he was the difference between the Swans winning and the Swans losing today. Just his couple of goals at timing. I wasn't even angry at him. I was happy for him. I'm like, good on you. You've had a tough week. You had racist people all week, all the racist Hawthorn supporters just ripping him. And he's just like, you know what? I'll win another game off my own boot. And he did. So I got to be happy for him. Yeah, Aaron Francis' fourth quarter. 3 goals, 1 and 14 touches in a quarter. That is a big quarter task. Like that, and it should have been 4. It should have been 4.
He's a Swan.
That one where he sold candy, shimming and shit. If he kicked that, that's the red-headed Buddy Franklin right there.
Yeah, he's a Swan. He's a Swan.
Chad Warner's gone. You can see it, can't you?
Looked disinterested, didn't he?
Unless he's a bit banged up, it's just not clicking for him. But then it doesn't look like it means enough for him as well right now. I don't know. Unless he's just that tiny bit banged up or he's trying too hard. It's just not the same Chad as last year. And they try to put him in different positions. And just teams know now, like, to stop that, you just can't let him run out of a stoppage sort of thing. You just always got to have a body on him. And he went head-to-head with Horn, and Horn probably got him.
He had 2 touches in the first quarter when it mattered. Like,
yeah.
Start your game. Get your run. You guys needed some scoreboard pressure, and it was just
pressure, and we lost it. But at the end of the day, we kicked 5 goals, 8 in the last quarter, and just couldn't get there. We gave up 2. They kicked 3 straight. We gave them 3 easy ones at the other end. We just couldn't stop them from. We stopped one of them, and we turned one of them into a point. The one where Willie really ran into an open goal on Dane Rampy, like. It's why I can't give up on the Swans, but I can just tell we're not the same side. We're just psychologically damaged because we can just go 5 goals, 8 in the last quarter. Hayden McLean kicks those goals. We probably win. But it's like, no, we're just bang on average. We've got bang on average players out there. We miss Errol. We miss Callum Mills, all this. It's like we're 2 and 4. We're 0 and 3 at the SCG. We're bang on average.
You're 2 and 4, but yeah. Getting Errol back, and it's amazing when you get your stars back. Like, what a difference. Actually, so we say how much, I said before, how much better of a side you are when Heaney has the ball in his hands.
Yes.
When you get Errol, and then he's drawing 2 play, and then you give it to Chad because it opens up for him. Then you give it to Heaney, and then the delivery. It makes everything so much better.
You got Callum Mills covering someone, like covering the best midfielder, putting his body on him with James Rowbottom, and it's like Logan McDonald's down there instead of fucking Tom McCartan or Joel Hamling. Like, what are they doing down there?
Oh, and then that's why I want to say it's amazing when you get your stars back. I'm not sure if Port Adelaide are going to win the last 2 games without Zach Butters in the side.
Yeah, he's a star.
His point of difference, his tackling and his inside work is just like he's step left and right. He gives out good little handballs and he helps release players.
And even when he gets tagged, he still has ferocious attack on the football and he just gives the first hands, and like that's enough. That's how he works into the game. Sort of like when Cripps gets tagged, it's like, still tap me the ball, I'll release the open man. And like his effort and his intensity never goes anywhere. He's just a gun. Horn's a gun. We kept Rosie half quiet, but he still kicked the snag. And it's just, Port just know how to win games. They've got the Swans number. They beat us by 120 points last year. They beat us twice I think they've won 8 out of the last 9 apart from the prelim last year. So they just know how to beat us. They've got our number. They've got Hawthorn's number. Just so frustrating. It's so frustrating. Like, that's another. You just can't give up these games in the AFL if you want to win the flag. So now I'm sort of like, do we finish 10th? If you need surgery, if you're not fit to play, like, I know it's early in the season. We're going to get these guys back and we will have a bit of a crack. We need to at least be 6 and 6 to have a back end crack. It's like, if you're not fit to play, and we're going to finish 10th, get your surgery. Let's get to preseason in November. Tweak our game plan because we're still going to have a prime Heaney and a prime Mills. Chad might not be there, prime Gould and all this stuff. It's like, we still got the cattle. But anyway, maybe I'm overreacting, but God, that was a hard watch today.
It was.
Jeez, we are bang on average. Just bang on average.
Next week is a monster game. Now we're starting to get into the stage where games mean a lot.
So much. Because all this, so Gold Coast will go to 5 and 6-1 if they beat us, and we'll be 2-5. Like, we cannot catch Gold Coast on the ladder nearly.
Oh, Giants Bulldogs next week.
That's a sick game.
That's all right. We'll get into them later. Do you have any odds in this one?
Yes, I do. Yeah, so how's these as some odds? So I'll go touches first. So Matt Roberts, Morgs, he was $6 for 30. He was good. He wasn't great.
He has a crack.
25 touches. Connor Rozee was $1.63. Zach Butters was $1.50. Both pretty good odds. Getting Zach Butters for $1.50 for 25 is pretty good. Nick Blakey for 25 was $5.
Nice.
Brodie Grundy for 25 was $5.50.
Nice.
And Kane Farrell was $1.85 for 25.
Nice.
Goals for 2 goals. Hayden McLean was $1.65. Heaney was $2.30. Haywood was $1.90. And Sam Powell Pepper for 2 was $2.70. But there's some money here, Das. There wouldn't have been. So Willie Rioli was $5.50 for 3.
Pretty good.
Mitch Georgiadis, he's a big dude. He's a good player. He kicked 3. He dropped about 7 chess marks in the forward 50. He should have kicked 6 or 7. Jared Healy couldn't stop saying it on the coverage as well.
Did him or McLean drop more? They both had people slipping, dropping, but surely is there some money?
George Anderson just popped out the bread basket. So he was $2.30 for 3. If one person in Australia backed Aaron Francis for 3, he was $67 for 3. There wouldn't have been one bloke that backed the redheaded Buddy Franklin for 3.
That's awesome.
That's the odds. The Swans are cheeks. We're bang on average. That is part 1 of the roast. We will be back tomorrow. We'll do Dogs and St Kilda, and then Hawks Geelong, and it'll be out Tuesday morning, 6 a.m. So that is part 1 of the roast. Thank you for listening. We'll see you tomorrow. Massive game tomorrow.
Can't wait.
Peace.
What are you prepared to lose today? For free and confidential support, call the number on the screen or visit the website.